It is Monday the 16th of December, which is day 121, and it's pretty late on in the day. It is 4:30. I've been in bed for most of the day, got a terrible headache, sore throat, cold, just generally feeling rough. So must have caught something, probably off the kids, but never mind. Anyway, with all that said, what that meant for the trading is that I got up this morning and added my third position to my cable long, GBP USD. Third position just shown on screen, so I'm now fully invested in that trade. There's no more adding to be done. I add a maximum of 3 positions, and that trade, if it's based on where my stop is, where I roll my stop to, if I'm stopped out, that's still a winning trade, which is exactly the position I want to be in. Added to this position because we traded last week. We tested the 200 simple moving average and held above it on the daily chart. I've got my screensaver set, so it keeps turning off and taking the light. So I've just popped it back on. Yeah, fully invested in this trade. We'll see where it goes. My other SIG1 trades are kind of bumping around sideways today. Not a lot happening, but these run on a weekly time frame, so got to be patient on those. Last full trading week before Christmas, so anything could happen. But not feeling great. Didn't do the morning market analysis this morning. Literally got up, put that trade on, and then went back to bed for most of the day. So hopefully going to feel a lot better tomorrow. I'll be able to get up and look for some more intraday opportunities using my 4 strategies. At the moment, the only trades that I have on are my SIG1 weekly trading opportunities. But yeah, maybe tomorrow will bring some new opportunities of the intraday variety. So it's Tuesday, about 3:30, and still feeling rough. Didn't get up this morning again. Cold in the head, feeling just tired, not great at all. So missed the morning market analysis, and yeah, I'm just sitting tight with the SIG1 trades. Market seems to be under pressure today. All of my SIG1 trades have come under pressure. I just showed the cable trade. That is now trading below my third entry, slightly above my second entry. Basically what's happened is the gap that formed on the general election result has now closed, but we're still above the weekly 200 simple moving average. So for the moment, that's fine. A bit of a retracement, sort of bad news in the press today, or who knows, fake news that we're going to get a bad Brexit, we're going to have a no-deal Brexit at the end of January. Who knows what the motivations are behind that. But for my purposes, I ignore the news. I just protect myself from it, and I'm holding those positions. So pretty unproductive day. I hate feeling rough. I hate having a banging headache. It just makes you feel pretty useless, and yeah, just not very productive at all. So I'm going to try and get an early night tonight again. Hopefully going to wake up tomorrow feeling a lot better, and can get back into the market to take advantage of intraday opportunities, which I've kind of disregarded over the last 48 hours. Well, what can I say? Wednesday's arrived, still feeling rough, slightly better than Monday and Tuesday. Didn't get up this morning again, so really out of the intraday market, just monitoring my SIG1, 4 SIG1 trades. The pound, the cable long, is testing the weekly 200 simple moving average. My stop is around about 100 pips away. If that stop is hit, that trade will still make profit, but it would be nice to see cable advance further up to the next high, SIG1 high, and take some profit there. But yeah, a bit frustrating. Cable, pound, Australian dollar, New Zealand dollar, all struggling a little bit. Had some really good news last week for cable. General election was positive. Trade deal between the US and China was positive for the commodity currencies, but things seem to have gone off the ball. Now that could be coming towards the end of the year. This is the last full trading week before Christmas. Could be traders taking profit, closing out their books. Could be a multitude of things, but I'm determined to hold these positions as long as they still make sense. But it is very difficult to do. And I'm reminded of Jesse Livermore that it wasn't his doing that made money. It was his sitting. So, or some words to that effect. But yeah, just got to be patient, hold the trades, and see where we end up. I'm off to pick the kids up from school. I've been confined to the house for the last 3 days, so going to pick the kids up, get out the house, check on the house that's currently being built, and hopefully there'll be some progress there in terms of clearing that site and making it look respectable enough to actually build on. Well, good morning. It is Thursday morning and I'm up. Terrible night's sleep. Still feeling under the weather, but you've got to push on. That means for the fourth day, I've missed the morning market analysis, so no intraday trading at all. Just the 4 Sig 1 trades that I'm in overnight. Some better news out of Australia, which has sent bids into Aussie dollar, which is good. Helps my Australian dollar, US dollar long and Australian dollar CAD long. The pound cable is still making its mind up. There's news out at 9:30 today. It's been about 45 minutes. So not quite sure what's going to happen there. Been testing the weekly 200 simple moving average. And so far that level is holding. If that level doesn't hold, then I'm going to be out of that trade anyway on my stop loss, and that will be for a profit. But obviously I don't want to get out just yet. I want the market to move much further to the north so I can capitalize on the entry that I'm already in. But anyway, yeah, reasonably quiet day. We'll see what happens at 9:30. Just trying to get myself better for Christmas. But hey ho, that's the nature of life. And with the weather out there today, it's not great. With 2 young kids, they bring all the germs home, and as the parent, you end up catching it. Well, good morning. It is Friday morning, just after 5:45 a.m. and had the strangest dream. Had a dream I was in face-to-face dialogue with President Donald Trump. I don't know whether that's because he's in the news all the time, but or what it means to the trades I'm in. But yeah, that's what I dreamt about. Can't remember what we were talking about, but it certainly is an interesting landscape this morning. If you look at the news on China, the US, news in the UK. On Brexit bill and whatnot that's going to happen today. None of this really matters. What really matters is the market's interpretation as to what that means for price action. So what the news says doesn't matter, but the interpretation does. So I think today we can expect to see some moves in cable. Still trading under the weekly 200 simple moving average. So I'm in profit. This trade will be in profit when it closes, whatever happens. But it'd be nice to see another 400 pip move today in the direction of my trade. In the US, it's an interesting situation. The president's been impeached. You could interpret that, got to be very careful of interpretation. Price action is reality, but you could interpret that will be negative for the US dollar, political uncertainty. So could have a positive impact on cable, which it hasn't as yet. And that's possibly because the whole Brexit situation in the UK is linked to whether Boris Johnson, the Prime Minister, can get a trade deal with the US. And that was promised in a tweet by President Trump shortly after the general election win. But obviously if he's impeached and he goes to trial and things go south, or when he goes to trial, I believe, and things go south, then giving the UK a trade deal is going to be quite difficult indeed. So, it's quite an interesting time to be a trader. It's quite a frustrating time, but, one of the great things about trading, the things that I enjoy, is the fact that you are on the forefront of world affairs. What happens in the world impacts directly, sometimes indirectly, price action in the market. So it keeps you very abreast as to what's going on in the global economy. Anyway, with that said, it is the morning market analysis today. I'm going to have some quick breakfast, make a coffee, and then go and do that. And then got quite a busy day doing something tonight, which I'll get on camera. Getting into the Christmas spirit. There are only 4 days, I think, till Christmas now. Friday today, Christmas Day is Wednesday next week, so that means there's very few trading days. So yeah, quite an exciting time in the global economy, and also an exciting time because Christmas is nearly here. Okay, boys, sing. Oh, it's finished. Let's see what's next. You better not. You better not sing it. Right. It's coming. Please, that's enough. Boys, what day is it?
Friday.
Christmas jumper day?
Yeah.
Brilliant, brilliant. So it is Friday afternoon around about 3:30. After all the fuss today, unsurprisingly, the parliamentarians have approved, I think, the second stage of Boris Johnson's Brexit deal. It's hard to track. We've had this for 3 years. Sterling barely reacted to begin with, but he's looking to climb a little bit now, and is sitting at 1.3060, so it's climbed about 20-30 points on the day. I think tested the 1.3000, is that right? Yeah, level yesterday. What I'm looking for this week is a close above the weekly 200 simple moving average to give me a bit of a clue that the bulls are back in control. Other trades today are doing well. Friday's turning out to be quite a good day despite the weather outside. Yeah, all's pretty good in the world. Obviously, this weekend it's then the day before Christmas Eve. We're then into Christmas. Things are going to quieten off. I'm going to have a look at the charts at the weekend. Have a look at my weekend analysis and see what I need to do. I doubt I'll be lightening up. If anything, I'll probably be adding to positions. You'll notice I was looking at my charts in ETX Capital, not Trade Navigator. This morning, 6 a.m, I was up to do the market analysis, and 6 o'clock or 6 a.m. candle was the last candle that closed. Basically, had no data until probably about an hour or so ago. I've just had a notification from them that the data's back up. A little bit worrying that this keeps happening. The thing that annoys me the most is the fact that you never know what's gone on. I had to chase support. Support then said, oh yes, it's a known problem. But my question is, why did nobody let me know in advance? But there seems to be a little bit of gap in terms of lost data. I'm just refreshing that data now, and then hopefully my charts will be back to normal. Don't really want to leave Trade Navigator, but this data problem has happened a couple of times in the last couple of months, which is a bit too much for my liking. But anyway, I have proprietary signals in there, so don't really want to abandon ship and disappear off somewhere else. But the platform's got to work and it's got to be reliable. I always have my broker account to look at. It's one of the reasons I don't trade through my charts. I trade through a separate broker account because you can always compare the price feed in one to the other. And then if there are discrepancies, you can identify them pretty quickly. So that's going to continue to monitor price action. In fact, the pound is jumped about 5 pips while I've been speaking. Going to continue to monitor what happens this afternoon and see where we end up by the weekend. I forgot to mention that we had plans later on to go to Belton House, Chatsworth property, to view the Christmas lights. I bought the tickets this morning. I thought I bought them weeks ago, but I hadn't. I'd forgotten. Much to the dismay of my wife, managed to book tickets for tonight, but it has rained all day, so I've managed to cancel that. So we're going to stay in, have some food. I'm going to have a beer. Not had a beer all week. And hopefully I'll be celebrating the advance again of sterling. Was under some pressure this week, but it looks like things are back on track. So, oh, there you are. Where are we today, Sam?
Chatsworth House.
That's right. We've had a couple of days out and about. Yesterday, went to see Mum and Dad in the West Midlands, and today at Chatsworth Hall. In the restaurant I've got our booked, it's Chaos, and then we're going to have a look around the decorated house. And the kids, of course, are on digital devices. Hi, Charlie.
Hi.
Really weird, a panda. I'm still doing a panda. Oh, look at that Christmas tree.
So we're in Chatsworth House, and all the rooms are themed as a different country. Behind me, you can see Russia. There's a sleigh down there somewhere, and temporarily I seem to have lost the family, but never mind. Boys, boys. Boys, what are you doing? Sitting down?
Yeah.
You tired?
This, man.
Have you found all the things that are out of place in the rooms?
We need two more. This one and this one.
Okay. Run, Sam, run! We're now venturing into the coal tunnel. Here goes. Right. Are you okay? What an awesome day at Chatsworth House. If you need to get into the Christmas spirit, this is one place you most definitely need to come.
stars, I'm a fool for your love.